excited about that, and it is $1 to $1.20 EPS. And we're really doing it in three ways. One is to focus on higher quality revenue, and we see that B2B e-commerce and small and mid-sized businesses are great opportunities. We're also looking at technology as the fuel to fund this transformation, because there's just so many opportunities out there that we can modernize and transform our business. And then third is about also changing our culture in the fact that things just business operates much quicker today, and we need to have just a little bit different tone and a little different speed.
How do you change a culture? I mean, UPS, when we think of, that's a well-known company, 450,000 employees. It would seem to me to be quite an undertaking to change a culture.
You know, but our culture's changed so much over the years. I have been there over 40 years. So what people today associate as the culture of UPS is the way it is today, and it's changed many times. We really want our people, and we talk about moving forward fast. And we talk about that we live in a state of continuous transformation. And that's the way that we have to look at it. So we can't look at it's a beginning and it's an end. It's just, this is a way of life.
You're going to have to spend a good amount of money to, of course, achieve the hopes of adding that incremental net income I mentioned. Your CapEx spending is going up fairly dramatically. You've already outlined some of that last year, I believe, but tell us more about why those investments are going to pay off.
Well, those investments are going to pay off largely because of automation and because of technology. So we're able today to retrofit existing buildings with technology that we couldn't have done a few years ago. And of course, we're building new buildings too. You talked about the charge. The charge is over the next 4 years or so. And but the benefits will be coming throughout that entire process. So the only thing I would say is that $1 to $1.20, that's not what we hope to do. We have quantified initiatives that we absolutely are going to do that. And we also said yesterday, we believe there's an upside, and that upside could be in the quality of revenue and additional initiatives.
David, first, so great to have you on the show, and your company is storied. But there's another company that's not really a company, the U.S. Postal Service, which is renewed. And I wanted to ask you, you've seen this huge surge. It was impossible to predict, and you've always delivered things on time, which is incredible. Sacrifice profitability. Do you think that the U.S. Postal Service really has a better deal or a worse deal than Amazon? I mean, the president thinks that the U.S. Postal Service it really got hurt here. But we know how hard this business is.
You know, when it comes to USPS, we have a unique relationship. We're a competitor, they're our customer, we're their customer, and we support a strong, healthy postal service. Where we have our concerns is we believe they take monopoly revenues and they cross-subsidize their small package business. And so we're just continuing to focus on, we want them to allocate their costs properly. We want them to be transparent. And then if they do that, then their pricing should reflect their costs. Right now, they just don't allocate all their costs to a product. And that's where we have concerns about the postal.
Well, I listen to you, and I think that the president's got it dead wrong. The Postal Service is doing better, making a lot of money on Amazon's work because they managed to do the cross-subsidy. So maybe we just say Trump's wrong and he ought to rethink his plan.
You know, I don't know that I would say that. I would say that that it's hard to say that they're making money on Amazon, or just because they're not allocating all their costs. And so that's where so we have to let the Postal Service focus on their pricing and on their issues. We just want a level playing field, and that's what our focus is.
When you talk about technology being a fuel for these numbers, what kind of tech? And to what degree does it displace labor that you ordinarily would have hired?
You know, the first thing about our transformations, we did a voluntary retirement program, and it's going to be about $200 million a year in savings. A lot of it is back office operations that we can automate that would just simplify the processes. And so that's where we see a lot of the gains. We also see, and there will be, because we're going to grow our business, there's going to be jobs that are created. But when we streamline these backline offices, there's also going to be jobs that are going to be reduced. There's no doubt about that. From an operations standpoint, we think the technology is going to help us or assist us for this volume growth that we are taking. So we're opening brand new automated facilities in Phoenix and Atlanta and Dallas and other places. And that's going to make us more efficient, and that's going to allow us to handle this growth, which is going to create jobs.